Well, bit of an unusual time, but I thought it's April 1st, let's do something silly. And I found this. Don't ask, is all I can say. I'm just gonna push my way through this. Greetings, employee. Current registered members of the crew. Larry, as part of regular protocol, please enter your first name logged into the ship's system. Oh. Okay, I guess so. Ah. What would be my favorite Lethal Company enemy? I don't know. My favorite Lethal Company enemy? That would have to be Yippee. What do you mean I can't type? Okay, fine. Yippee bug. See? I did not type that. Oh, that's a great start. No. 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 I put Yippee. I put Yippee. Why are you doing this to me? Oh no. I'm immediately regretting my decisions. I am so regretting my decisions of doing this game. This is a great start. This is a very great start. Why am I doing this? I was thinking for a fresh start, but I'm just in debt. I sigh as I jump off side of the rickety ship, boots kicking up a flurry of dust. Another day. 2 undergrad degrees, 1 postgraduate, and a whole year of rejection emails. This is the best I can get. A rundown job doing who knows what in the middle of nowhere in a desperate attempt to pay off my student debt. I collect scraps, chop it off, repeat and receive payment, rinse and repeat. A slog. Sighing, I unlock my phone, check my wait. You have phones on Lethal Company? It's my only solace keeping me going this monotony. English. Monotony. Which is kind of sad now that I think about it. Effectively named the hot. Effectively named that. They've asked me to keep them updated during my assignment on this new moon. New? This is experimentation. I scroll through the chat and pursued the usual flow of pictures before typing out a response. What is wrong with this group chat? Heyo, landed safely. Immediately, I get a ping back from Ori. What's Ori doing? Isn't Ori meant to be a giant tree? What's going on here? Of course you would be the one to reply to it quickest. I'm not reading that out loud. I laugh and type out a response. This isn't fantasy stuff. I don't want to die. Like Morris Horror from Elder Papyrus. Huh. Whatever that is. Another friend responds with a fake crying gif. Looking to myself, I lock my phone and stash it in my pocket, turning to my teammate. What's the status? You are wearing the bunny ears. Cosmetic. Okay. Larry turns and brandishes his clipboard. We haven't worked together before, but people back at HQ say he's easy to get along with, which rings true so far. Yeah, hey Anomaly. Lethal did indeed get a huge update, and it completely changed the genre as well. You probably noticed. I haven't even got like 5 minutes into this. I'm already regretting my decision. Plus, he's a great navigator and has experience with freakish weather patterns common on alien moons. Everything looks good. The weather shouldn't be too bad for the duration we're here. Although, by my calculations, with an 88% chance of a storm happening tomorrow morning. That's oddly specific. Oh, should we set the shields up? Nah, let's do it later. We can grab some scrap inside and then set it up when the sun isn't so harsh. The sun is literally making my room warm. Very warm. In real life. So I can kind of relate to that. Nodding, I strap on the essentials, a flashlight and a walkie. When they're secure across my shoulder, I grab a shovel. Yeah, shovel, great tool. Thanks, Larry. Luckily we shouldn't be here for too long. The quota isn't much this time. Larry nods and gathers up his flashlight and shovel before jumping off the side of the ship, kicking up dust as he lands. Yeah, experimentation can be a bit dusty. I follow, looking up towards the looming building ahead. Experimentation, an abandoned moon that once held life, not very dangerous compared to the likes of other moons, like Dyne or Titan. Yeah, Titan is very dangerous. I turn to Larry. We should be careful. Always am. I hope as I stagger back towards the door, holding a large crate of bottles and a bolt, my shovel balanced precariously on top. I haul my cargo over to the ledge, jumping onto the dusty ground below, before descending and talking into my walkie-talkie. Larry, I'm carrying stuff back to the ship. I'll hop on the terminal for a bit after. Okie dokie, pineapple pokey. I can see the glitch effects already, so I'm getting some sound stuff ready. Back on the ship, I organised the current loot. Why do we have the pumpkin on a toilet? Why do we have a pumpkin on a toilet? That's an interesting place to put the pumpkin. Your life is in 0000 hands. That's great to know. Back on the ship, I organise the current loot we have and do a quick scan. 80 credits, not bad for the first haul of the day. Only 80? You can get a bit more than that on experimentation. Come on, I'm slacking. While I'm there, I jump into the terminal, bring up the monitors, check Larry's location. Nothing around you at the moment, Larry. Let's see. Interesting. Keep an eye on this little dot walking around in the dark. Then I see it. Oh. Oh no. Larry's in trouble. Larry, be careful. Something's entered in the adjacent hallway. It's a crewmate bean. Which one is it again?
My flashlight's about to die!
I can guide you, but just be quick, okay?
Okay. You can get me out, right?
Yeah, I can do this. What? Doesn't that line usually mean the exit? If so, you can just turn and just go out there. I watched the red dot blip on the map slowly advance towards Larry. Approaching your 6. Hurry. Yeah. Let Larry suffer? Yeah. Yeah, sure. I watched on the monitor, Larry turns around, and whatever is coming up behind him freezes in place. Larry? Larry, are you okay?
I think I'm done for.
What is it? My voice shake. New creature data sent to terminal. That just reminds me when we first started playing Lethal, you always get a little bit of dread when you see that notification pop up.
It isn't moving. I scanned it.
My fingers fly across the keyboard, bringing up the file. I quickly skim the file. Cigar's danger level, 80%. Scientific name, whatever it is, that's Latin. Or colloquially name, coilhead. Oh, the coilhead? Yeah, Larry screwed up his coilhead. Has not been studied extensively due to their extreme unpredictability. Just stare at them or use a stun grenade. I think if you keep your eyes on it, it won't move.
What? Like some weeping angel stuff?
Yeah, I'm surprised the Doctor Who reference made it in. Yeah, hey, he'll be okay. I can see you on the monitor, remember? I can guide you out.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let's just do this. I'm sorry for yelling.
No, that's okay. You're all good. Go straight backwards. Keep your hand on the wall and take the first right. By swing straight backwards, we're going to there, and then guiding Larry through that corridor. I need to get Larry out of here. Larry staggers backwards, slowly rounding the corner. The coil head springs forwards at breakneck speed before freezing once it's in its line of sight again. Well, I'm not reading that one out loud. I know. I'll get you out, I promise. Oh, we got a door. Several more instructions and words to comfort later. Larry is almost out of the labyrinth a sprawl of hallways. I added a word there. Suddenly, a second red dot appears from nearby then. Another one? Oh, up there. Larry, something prevented a few hallways down, but we're almost there. Just keep moving. The dot rushes towards Larry. Wait. Do we just guide Larry a U-turn? Why can't we just go this way? I need you to walk past. You're just 2 turns away. Larry's speed picks up. The second red dot makes contact. 3 things happen. I see Larry turn. The coil head rushes towards him. And finally, the walkie-talkie activates. But all I hear is a sickening spring sound. Well, he's dead. Got coil-headed. What was the second one, I wonder? Larry? You there? Please say something. Hello? Silent. I shut off the terminal. I couldn't do it. I feel sick. Hours passed, and I remain on the floor, slumped over with my head resting on the terminal. Okay. Head home with autopilot or grab the remaining cargo. He was close to the exit, 2 turns away apparently. But there will be monsters still near the exit. So I could risk it for cargo. Or I could go autopilot and leave. We only have 80 credits. I don't think the quota has ever been as low as 80 credits. So... Ooh. This is a difficult choice. I think... No, but if we've been staying on the ship for hours, that means it'll be dark, there'll be dangers outside now. Even if it's only experimentation. I think I'll just play it safe for now. I'm leaving. Picking myself up, I hold to the autopilot and launch the program. Oh no, I thought we'd have it another day because this is the first landing on experimentation. We're now going to go back to company with only 80 credits. Well, I'm screwed. A few days later. Wait, do I have that on my soundboard? Well, I don't. Whatever. The company wasn't happy with my early return, but seemed placated when I offered some of my own savings to cover the remaining 40 credits. They gave me a warning and bundled me into another ship with a new crew and a higher quota. I should not have returned. I'm scared of what will happen if I failed again. I look outside the windows of the ship, staring at the passing stars and rest my head against the glass. If only the shipping apps in the base game had windows like the mod that I tried. Is this how it's gonna be? Forever? And what? I accidentally got an early ending. Are you kidding me? Okay. Take 2. Go through all this again. Landing on experimentation. Skip. So I essentially got so I'm just gonna skip through all of this since we've done it all. Hi Larry, you're back from the dead. Get back to the decisions, then we don't get an early ending. Grab remaining cargo. Okay, let's try it again. I should go grab the items at the entrance. I slowly make my way to the front doors of Experimentation Site Building. Every step up the ladder is an ordeal as I heave my sluggish body up the rungs. I drag my feet across the dirt before pushing the door open with a loud creak. I gather the items left at the entrance, my muscles achy and slow with fatigue. A laser pointer, a crystal, and a jar of pickles! Jar of pickles makes it worth it. What was that? Don't steal my pickles. I look up. Oh no! There's eyes in the doorway to the left. I make eye contact with a dark shape looming in the corner, watching me menacingly. I fly into a panic, scrambling back against the door as it steps into view. Tall, humanoid, and dark in colour, with glowing white eyes. Several leaf-like structures protrude from his back. His eyes widen and it takes a step forward. That's not eyes widening, that's eyes confused. I need to distract it. My fingers grasp at the crystal and toss it at the creature. It falls short, landing at its feet. It stops, staring at the gem as it skids to its feet with a shattering sound. I take the chance to escape through the front door and sprint back to the ship. I don't sleep well that night. Day 2. I'm awoken by a horrific sound of the aircraft shuddering. It creaks loudly as if the metal plating is barely holding together. Oh, yeah, the storm. I forgot about that. The storm. In my stay last night, I forgot to set up protective shields. The ship rattles as the storm batters against the metal exterior. I hear something tearing and landing on the ground with a heavy thud. I have no choice but to wait until the storm subsides. Bunkering down in my cot, I wrap myself in my blanket. The winds tear at the ship's exterior. The entire ship creaks and shakes. Pebbles making horrific clanging sounds against the sheet metal. How cheaply made was the ship, do you think? I check my phone to see if I can at least talk to my friends in the group chat. No signal. Great. I cover my ears, close my eyes, and wait. Whichever claims me first, sleep or the storm, it can find me here. Wait.
6.5 hours later.
After checking to make sure the weather is safe, I head outside to assess the damage. Well, dunk. The ship is battered. The satellite on the top is torn clean off and upside down in the dirt. There's a dark black viscous liquid draining out the fuel tank. I rush inside to check the terminal, comms and autopilot. Offline, flashes on the screen in bold red letters. That's not bold. Red, yes. Bold, no. Oh, come on! I slap the terminal in frustration. Immediate regret sets in and I cradle my hand. I need to find some way to repair the ship, or I don't want to think about that at all. Maybe I can find something useful inside the building. I'm not too worried about food, given that there's a water source and some edible flora and fauna on the planet. I'm more worried about what lurks inside the building. But given that Larry and I were the only two on this assignment, and Larry is gone, I have no choice but to face whatever's in there. Alone. I spend the first part of the day inside the building, sticking close to the front exit and fire escapes. At least if anything comes to me, I have a chance of bolting. I avoid the labyrinth of hallways for now. But something feels strange. Like something is watching me. I know it can't be Larry, but I don't want to think about it being anything else. I'm just paranoid. It's understandable after what happened yesterday. There's nothing there. I muttered to myself, focused on deluding myself so I can keep it together. There's nothing there, nothing there, there's nothing. I head back the way I came and stop. There's something on the floor. A bolt sits on the ground alongside a laser pointer. Huh? I don't remember seeing these. I must have missed them or dropped them. I'm so tired I just didn't realise, I guess. I pick up the items and head to the front door, depositing them outside before re-entering the building. Looks like I've cleared the front area. It seems like it's time to go further in. The bolts are useful and the sheet metal too, so if I can find more, maybe I can make some repairs. Oh no! I flick on my flashlight, grip my shovel, and step into the labyrinth of hallways. I made sure to open the necessary blast doors beforehand, so it was easy to move around. An hour passes dully, and I slide, I stumble over my sixth key! 6 of them! And not a single other piece of other scrap? Wow. Can't I just get something useful? That's when I hear it. The steel creak of rusty hinges as the vent opens. I turn around and bolt towards what I desperately hope is the exit. It's not. Where's the exit? Where is it? I turn down corridor after corridor, the echo of my footsteps being far too loud. A chill grips my spine when I realise it's not just my footsteps thundering down the hall. I turn. A horrific twang fills my ears, and I stare into the worst thing imaginable. What is that? What JoJo pose are you doing? What are you doing? Worst thing imaginable? I was gonna say Jester's probably worse, but with this pose, yeah, you're worse. The pale body, unnaturally stiff arms, and a large coil topped with a banged up mannequin head. It came right to me. The coil head that killed Larry towers over me, its head bobbing menacingly. Oh no. As if fate was written to laugh at me, my flashlight flickers before going out. I'm screwed. I'm going to die in some distant moon, working on a stupid job that pays peanuts without ever making a dent in my ever-growing student debt. I never get to talk about how the mitochondria from Waving Orb Z is that with Aurine Tube ever again. I could barely get my voice above a whisper. Not that it would matter, there's no one to hear me, no one to help, even if I could be heard. I whimper and take a step back, my head shaking, my hand shaking, as it traces the rough brick. Step by step, I move forward, trying desperately to remember the way back. My fingertips scrape against the wall in desperation. My eyes focus on the creature in the darkness. But the further I get, the less sure that I'm squinting at anything. I round the corner. The coil head appears in my line of sight at breakneck speed. The sound makes me jump. I start crying. The sound of its spring bounces off the walls aggressively. I can't do this. I'm done. I can't even say goodbye to my family or my friends. I take another step, stumble backwards, falling. I close my eyes. I hear a loud crunch and my eyes fly open. The coil head hasn't made it to me. Something is keeping it at bay. An aggressive growl reverberates off the walls, and gradually I make out the silhouette of a tall, black humanoid gripping at the coil head. Its claws rake down the creature with a sickening hair. The fact you can actually barely make out the Bracken at all is quite interesting. The other monster that I saw yesterday, the one I tossed loot at, I stare at the scene, unmoving and dumbfounded. The creature crushes the clawhead arms in its strong grip. I watch in fascination as the leafy tendrils on its back strengthen into blades. They extend, surging around the coil head, and stab into it. I don't dare to breathe. Maybe it doesn't see me. Okay. Then a dull spring sound followed by a thump makes my eyes bulge. The creature rips the coil head's head off. A hissing sound fills the air as the coil head's body behind shudders and crackles, emitting flames and a strange gas. Now's my chance. I attempt to scramble to my feet, wincing as a sharp pain shoots up my ankle. Ow, I must have hurt it when I fell. I start dragging myself forward, terrified. I just need to get far enough away so the world flips upside down. My feet no longer touch the ground. Strong arms cradle me as if my surroundings pass in a blur. Whatever has me, we're running from the exploding coil head. Coil heads explode? Interesting. When I open my eyes again, I'm back at the entrance and placed gently on the ground, my back resting against the exit door. The leaf-adorned creature crouches over me, looking almost concerned? Stop! 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 Stop this! Stop! Stop! Nope! Stop this! Stop! 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 By the pedals! I'm trembling. I don't know what is going on! I don't know what this creature is. Is it? Hello? Hi? It shifts closer, and my eyes widen. Back with a shuffle. Why am I doing this? I feel like if you panic it, that's another early ending. Oh boy. Hold still and stay calm. I stay frozen, maintaining eye contact with gently thrills. Its claw coming up to softly grip my turning my head from one side to another. Are you checking if I'm hurt? It pauses and purrs as if to say yes. This means yes. I demonstrate by nodding my head, and then by shaking it. And this one means no. I watch as it takes a soft inquisitive sound before pointing at me and nodding tentatively. Oh, thank you? It chirps. I try to stand, but my ankle still hurts. I yelp as it gathers me into its arms again. Hey, you don't have to... Sunlight hits my face as it opens the door and walks outside. The realization the monster could, and can, go outside does not make me feel any better. I curl up and lean my head against its chest as it steps over to the ledge. It emits a worried thrill before cradling me closer. Then it jumps off the ledge. Hi, Sunfly! I know, I'm regretting this too. Then it jumps off the ledge, landing with a thud. The sound that escapes me is somewhere between a gasp and a gargled scream. Warn me next time, jeez! It rumbles apologetically, one of its claws softly rubbing back and forth on my head. I'm not a cat! Maybe it shouldn't be soothing, but it is. The creature walks towards the ship, stepping into the ledge without using the ladder. Then it sets me down on my sleeping cot before standing back up. Oh, now I get a good look at it, it's quite big. So if I look at your calendar to see why I'm doing this. I look everywhere. I flush and look away for... Just so you know, I did enable the filters, so it's still somewhat SFW, but if I read a group chat, I can see this now. The creature... Oh, it's nothing, just talking to myself. Its shoulders relax. So, I don't mean to be rude, but what are you? The creature perks up, confused. Give me a moment. I step over to the terminal and check the data bank. The bestiary still works. Okay, hold still. The creature stands straighter and doesn't move, and I chuckle. You're kind of cute. I bring the scanner. Hey! It stiffens and pulls back, its stance becoming defensive. No, oh no, sorry, I should have warned you. I lower the scanner. It won't hurt you, I promise. It will just help me know what to call you. The creature relaxes a little. I activate the scanner and it blips. New creature data sent to terminal. Cigar's danger level, 70%. Scientific name, Rapax folium. Bracken? So you're a plant? It nods, the little leaf on its head bobbing. Exhibits high aggression, even when unprovoked. You don't seem very aggressive. It lets out a soft rumble. I guess you're different than most? Thank you for saving me, by the way. I stretch out my hand and it looks at me, confused. Embarrassed, I withdraw my hand. I shuffle awkwardly for another moment before a yawn escapes me. I'm exhausted. Today was a lot. For the third time today, the Bracken scoots me into his arms. Hey! It deposits me back onto my sleeping cot, this time pulling the blanket up over me, including my head. I laugh. I appreciate it, but blankets usually don't go over the head. It wraps its arms around itself. Is that a blush? But really, thank you. I smile with gratitude and watch the colour deepen. almost definitely with a bloodstain. It awkwardly shuffles. It awkwardly shuffles out the ship before nodding quickly before turning and heading back to the building. I listen to the howling from the eyeless dogs abruptly quieten as the Bracken emits an aggressive growl. Okay, the dogs are scared of Brackens, good to know. The blast door shuts and I settle into a deep sleep. Huh? I do not like the title of day 3. I waken to the squawking of the manticoils outside and sit up, stretching my arms. Wow. I slept well. I quickly brush my teeth, eat a granola bar, and chug some water. I'm going to need more sheet metal here if I'm going to repair this ship. I open the blast doors, shielding my eyes from the harsh sun. Grabbing my flashlight and shovel, I step out into the metal platform. As I trudge over to the ladder, I spot the Bracken from yesterday, sitting on the edge of the upper platform. I wave at it and chuckle as it stares back. Confused? I don't suppose it knows human greetings. I quickly ascend the ladder and jog over to the tall black cryptid. I can't help but relish the soft grumbles it emits as a greeting. Are you waiting for me? A soft rumble tells me the answer is yes. I smile. I head inside the building and, to my surprise, it follows behind me. The first hour is spent gathering scrap in complete peace. Well, that's useful, I guess. Don't have to deal with monsters, apart from the Bracken, but the Bracken seems to be leaving me alone. At least no more calls. Hi, Star, look at the calendar. I don't know why I'm doing this. No monsters approach us, and the Bracken even points out scrap to me or brings me items on its own. You're like a cute guard dog. Yeah, I imagine you wouldn't have expected this. Like, from the start, I did try to get Luke to play this last year. Didn't happen. Was it last year or the year before? It must have been last year. I laugh, and the Bracken emits a soft, happy rumble. I take a step forward, when my foot catches on something sticky. I fall straight into— oh, spiderweb. Phew. I try to break free, but get more tangled. The hairs on the back of my neck stand as I hear a gross, skittering sound. Not the spiders. A giant spider appears from the hallway and barrels towards me. They use the arachnophobia mode from the base game. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I freeze. Fortunately, I told the company that had arachnophobia before it started. I scream anyway. Okay. So I guess this is a built-in filter to our visor. Got it. Yeah. Spider. It doesn't even get close. Oh! The Bracken split the creature clean in two. I hear a sickening rip and squelch as the Bracken launches itself forward, bringing its foot down to stomp into the spider's head. Yeah, it's definitely clean in two. Its clawed hand holds one of the spider's severed legs in its— how do you tell it's holding a leg if you got the filter on? Bracken, and apparently the spider screeches before shriveling into itself. The Bracken returns quickly, eyes furrowed in concern as it gently cuts me from the web with its sharp talons. This is the second time you saved me. What would I do without you? I laugh weakly as the Bracken gently grips my shoulders, leaning down to my eye level and chirping. Die, I suppose. I'm okay because of you. Platonic. Platonic, yeah, reassure it. Yeah. I'm gonna be a wuss and not go the romantic route. Thank you, again. I'm alright, see? I step back and spin around, her arms out to the side. No injuries once that was a very... It's a separate game, don't worry. It doesn't have its own category on Twitch. So I try to play along with April Fools. Zekus will never make this. I hope. No injuries whatsoever. It rumbles. Okay, quickly get you the link. Yeah, it would have been. Now gets so many views. Yeah, it's just this. It rumbles again before standing back to its full height, satisfied knowing I wasn't hurt. I move to pick up my scattered items, and I watch it heap a bunch of scrap into its large arms. I think I'll head back early for today. Could you give me a hand? It nods enthusiastically, and we head back to the exit to grab the rest of our scrap.
A few moments later.
We drop off the last of the scrap on the ship. The Bracken gently places down several V8 engines. It can carry multiple V8 engines? Yeah, C-Star. It can carry multiple V8 engines at once? Having you around has been a great help. Its soft frill makes me smile, and the creature bends down from me to pat its head gently. It's only 4 PM, so we've got some time before things get scary. It points to itself, a low growl emanating loudly enough that I can feel it buzz through the air from its place beside me. Are you saying I'm safe with you around? A soft rumble and a tentative nod. I don't doubt it, but we should be careful nonetheless. Oh, that reminds me. It had nodded. It was communicating. Let me teach you some greetings and stuff. The creature leans back slightly, turning its body towards me inquisitively. Come along, we'll sit somewhere a little nicer. I motion the Bracken over as I exit the ship, climbing the nearby ladder to the top of the water tank. I sit at the edge, facing the sun and letting the warm rays bathe us in a golden glow. The Bracken plops itself down next to me, a pleasant sound rolling from its chest. So this means maybe I spend the next hour or so teaching you different greetings and gestures. So waving is how we say hello, but it's also how we say goodbye. I explain while demonstrating the movement and laugh as it mimics my actions. You already know what nodding and shaking your head means. What else can I teach you? Why is a high five romantic? Why does it make high five a romantic option? Why? I'm just gonna go for the thumbs up. I stick my thumb up and hold my fist out. This is a thumbs up. It means good. I laugh as the Bracken attempt its claws awkwardly positioning themselves into a poor mimic cry through gesture. There you go. It rumbles gleefully, its shoulders heaving as it laughs. At least I think it's laughing? It's getting dark. The Bracken nods before pointing at me, and then at the ship. I should, but hanging out with you is fun. I hear a soft rumble as the Bracken tugs my sleeve, motioning to the setting sun and then back to the ship. Yeah, I know. I have to get back, it gets dicey at night. It sadly nods. I'll see you tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Why does it make me feel bad that it looks sad? Come on. I stand and stretch my limbs before climbing down the ladder and heading back to the ship. I watch the Bracken, wondering if he'll follow me, but instead walks towards the building. It waves, and the movement is a little awkward, unsure. Good night! I wave back as it walks inside the building. Back inside the ship, I seal the blast doors and step out of my suit. I eat a couple more granola bars before showering and brushing my teeth, flopping straight into my cot right after. I still don't have a signal yet, so I can't inform the group chat about my adventures with my strange new friend on this distant planet. I wrap my blanket around myself, excited to hang out with my new friend tomorrow. I slip into a blissful sleep. Taking chance for hydration. Okay, day 4. Shouldn't we be going back to the company to sell on day 4? A gentle knocking rouses me from my slumber. As I sit up, I realise it's a faint thunking noise rapping against the ship's blast doors. I drag myself over and open the black blast doors. Instead of the sun hitting my face, I'm swallowed by the large shadow of the Bracken, bending down to sit within the frame of the door, a one clawed hand grasping at the top edge of it. Hi, couldn't wait for you to show up, huh? The Bracken nods, its movement a little more sure and practiced than yesterday as it ducks slightly and steps into the ship. It makes an inquisitive sound. I'm not sure what to do today. I guess we could take a day off work and just hang out here? An affirmative purr makes me laugh. It's been a while since I've taken a day off. Come to think of it, I haven't explored this planet much. Wanted to go check it out? An affirmative chirp greets my ears. We set off to explore the building's surroundings. I point out the manticoils, watching them skate around oddly with their wings spread out. The Bracken chases off a baboon hawk as it gets too close, and I laugh as the offending creature bounds away squawking. Yeah, baboon hawks can be annoying. We even come across several random giant pumpkins just sitting there. Okay, nice reference to the original Halloween update. So it's exactly like the pumpkins on Earth, just huge. I cut a wedge of the pumpkin and sat it in my bag. Dad, that's gonna make your bag a bit messy. I can roast pumpkin for dinner tonight. Wait, do you eat? I watched the Bracken cock his head to the side and shrug. I mean, if you're a plant, you photosynthesize, I guess. It shrugs again. Well, I still need to eat, so I'm cooking this tonight. It makes a soft chortling sound, its shoulders shaking again. Are you laughing at me? It nods, and I can't help but laugh too. I'll have you know, eating food, although annoying, is a great time. You can make so many wonderful dishes. It rolls its eyes as if it's telling me that I'm the one with the skillet. Wow! Wow, that's just rude. That's just rude. You're getting cheeky, aren't you? I yelp as it pokes me in the side. Well, it says a couple, and I don't have a couple hours on the soundboard, whatever. After a couple hours of exploring, including checking out a random house that looks like it's drawn out of thin air, we head back to the ship. Alright, let's get the party started. We head back inside the ship, and I busy myself with seasoning and roasting the pumpkin. Question, how are you cooking? There's no cooking equipment in the ship. How are you making this food? How? The supply of spices and seasonings are sparing, to put it generously, but I made do with what's available. It smells as good as it cooks, at least. The Bracken stands there awkwardly before coming over to see what I'm doing. You can make yourself at home, you know. Have a look around? It stalks off, opening the red cupboard at the end of the ship. It takes our yellow flashlight, flicking it on, and then dropping it in surprise. Not all of us see in the dark like you. I need a light source. It kicks gently at the flashlight as if offended that it managed to surprise it. Flashlight rude. Got it. The Bracken steps over the flashlight, leaving it where it rolled to stop on the floor, and returns to me. Almost done. I'll eat, and then we can hang out.
A few minutes later.
I pull the pumpkin from the oven and place it in a bowl. We sit at a little table and chat while I eat. It pokes fun at me now and then. Yeah, you can stand in the sun for sustenance. It makes a little chortling sound again. Chortling. Who would have thought that I'd be bantering with a monster friend on some abandoned planet? I stay amused while taking another bite. It shrugs before giving a thumbs up and pointing to me, then itself. Yeah, I'm glad we're friends too. It's After dinner, I wash the dishes before settling on a comfortable spot on the floor. The Bracken sits beside me, huffing a little. Want to see some animals back on Earth? It picks up and nods. I bring out my phone. Even without a signal, my photos are still accessible. Okay, what animals are we going to be showing? Oh, caddos, nice. These are called cats. They belong to my friend Tube. I tilt my phone, showing a photo of a small tabby and a chubby orange cat. Ah, they're friendly, but if they want to be left alone, they'll scratch and bite. The Bracken swings back, alarmed. I lift my hand, showing a tiny scar on the thumb. Down on my friend's tuxedo cat Puddles, I got a bit too cuddly. I still love them though. The Bracken tilts his head, confused, maybe even judging a little. That's just rude. Hey, if you met one, you'd understand. It shrugs, seemingly unconvinced. Anyway, this is a lizard, specifically a bearded dragon. They're very sweet and friendly. And this is a dog. We call them man's best friends back on Earth. I bring up countless more animal photos that I've stored and regale my monstrous friend with facts and stories. We spend the night like this, together, until stars come out. Laughing to the late hours, I eventually get ready for bed, curling up into my cot while Bracken curls up on a spare blanket near the terminal. Good night, I had fun today. It thrills in response. Day 5. We're supposed to be going back to companies so we can sell stuff. We walk over to the building, my hands shielding my eyes from the harsh morning sun. It's so hot. I run to the shade, ducking into it. The relief it provides isn't nearly as much as I hoped. The Bracken, on the other hand, doesn't seem to mind the heat at all. The Bracken stands in the sun happily, basking in the rays. It motions me over and I push off the wall, reluctantly joining it under the oppressive heat once more. I gently bump its shoulder with my fist as a greeting. That's a typo. As I do, I notice a few tiny white blossoms at the top of its shoulders. Come to think of it, its whole body looks a little more greenish than before. You've been in the sun more lately, haven't you? The Bracken nods, and the small leaf tendrils on its head bobbing up and down. It's adorable. I stifle a laugh and gently poke one of the little blossoms growing on the shoulder. It suits you. A happy rumbling reverberates from it, and we head to collect scrap for the day. Even though we should be selling them at the company, we're going to be told off for being late. We spend a few hours collecting sheet metal, bolts and scrap. We even find a few cans of unopened soda. Are you sure they're not expired? As time goes by, however, I find my mood sinking lower and lower. Why am I even doing this anymore? There's not much else waiting for me back there, save for a rubbish job with rubbish pay and a whole ton of rubbish debt. Do I even want to leave anymore? Is there much point in collecting stuff trying to fix the satellite so I can send the signal to— oh right, I forgot we can't go to company because the satellite broke, so the autopilot broke. Got it. I look up, prompted by a soft whine. The Bracken is watching me, concerned. I'm okay, just thinking. It tugs my sleeve and cocks its head, gently patting my head before picking up all the scrap, carrying it to the exit. I follow along, curious. We arrive at the ship and it dumps the scrap in a little pile. The Bracken then turns to me and holds up one finger. One? It nods and points with both, then the ship. Hang out in the ship? An affirmative chirp. Then it holds up two fingers. Another nod, and this time it points once again to us both before pointing back at the building, then back at itself. Hang out in your room? It nods, pleased with its communicating abilities. Oh no. Oh, come on. Why is it giving me this as an option? Because I don't want to make the Bracken feel bad by not hanging out in the building. But I also don't want to hang out in the building. That's where the monsters are! Oh boy. Well, I've done the platonic route all the way through so far, so I guess I'll stick with the platonic route. Why didn't you on the ship? I found Larry's contender swap console that we could play Mega Mash Siblings on. That's not meant to be a legally distinct version of anything, is it? Especially not with a certain direct happening tomorrow. Even though this game released last year. As we had to play, we head inside the ship and I hook up Larry's console to the terminal. I hand the Bracken one of the controllers. So we're basically versing one another. I win the first match in record time. while the Bracken simply holds the controller and waits. Oh no. Okay, so this button is a punch, and this lets you move, and if you string together different hits, you get what's called combos. It grips the controller and points to the Nintendo swap. Again, it nods impatiently. Alright, I'm gonna kick your butt. After a couple matches, we sit in comfortable silence before I speak. You're getting the hang of it. It cheers proudly, having gone the win in the last round. I stare at the controller in my hands, thinking back to my earlier dilemma. Hey, are you cool if I move here? Anxious, my words start to slide together. I'm talking too fast, but I can't seem to stop. It's just, I don't really have much going on for me back home, and I'm pretty happy here, and the Bracken nods. Seriously? You mean it? It nods more aggressively this time. Yes, we'll have to fix satellite so I can tell my family, but I had to quit my job so we can just forage for food and hang out every day. I always wanted to say F you to capitalism and move somewhere secluded. Ha ha! Yeah. I flashed Bracken a double thumbs up. After a moment of trying to organise the long fingers, it mirrors the same gesture back at me. Anyway, let's go again. I hold up the controller. Time to run the set. The Bracken holds the controller and presses start. Yay! Ending freeze! Yay! Oh, not ending? Do I have... No, okay. 2 months later. So, yeah, we've been having a ton of fun since. I was sitting in a group call with the group chat. After some time, we managed to restore the signal. So, can you show us the monster you've met? Okay, only if it's okay with it. I motioned for the Bracken to come over. It stands in front of the camera, waving awkwardly. Of course. Don't listen to them. It shrugs and walks back to the boombox, turning on some music. But seriously, we thought you were dead. Everyone on Earth, including your work, thinks you perished. I mean, Cube, even we thought he was dead. We even built him a shrine in Finite Daydream 14. Huh? Nothing like legally dying to get all your debt erased. All according to Kaitaku. Oh, plan. I flash a peace sign as the chat groans. So you're just staying there? Yeah, I'm much happier here anyway. Plus the company designated this planet as barren, so I doubt they can come looking for me. Man, I want to get stranded on a deserted planet and meet a monster too. Ha, maybe one day. Until then, you got an Arcus and... That tends to be Baldur's Gate. Anyway, I gotta go. Gotta hang out with a friend. We say our goodbyes and I hang up the call and sit next to Bracken, who already has the Nintendo swap set up. There. Trying hard not to say the what is meant to be. I thought you got on tired of getting your ass kicked. The Bracken rolls his eyes and we press play. The end. My friends are my power. That's the Kingdom Hearts reference. Yeah! So... Yeah! I'm not going to go through that again to go for the romantic ending. I'm just not going to do that. No way. Although I might do that off stream. Who knows? But, okay, interesting game. the game's description did mention it was only about an hour long anyway. Short game, but after all, it was a fan-made game. So yeah, I guess for that, I'll call it there. This game. I'm going to regret going through the romantic ending later, aren't I? But for now, hope you all enjoyed this April Fool's special. And I guess I will see you next time. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Because I'm still not sure if Moyang's going to be doing a Minecraft April Fool's snapshot. If they are, I'll be back later today or tonight. If not, I'll be back tomorrow for the Nintendo Swap 2. the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct tomorrow. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time.